Kevin, can you just tell me, right now you don't know where your mom is, right?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
Bad.
Why?
Like I want to see my mom.
It was kind of a scary week for you, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell me what happened at the store?
Like have it to got a gun and tapote my mom.
You were there?
Yeah. My plalo. My little baby plalo.
Your little baby brother.
Yeah. Tatiana.
Were you scared? What happened?
That was girl.
Scared.
Yeah.
Did Javier, what did he do with the gun?
I no la in. He was your home. My mom.
Was your mom scared?
Yeah.
How could you tell she was scared?
Because her dad was like almost crying.
She was crying.
Yeah. Yeah.
What was the last thing? What was the last time you saw her? Did she say anything to you?
Yeah, they okay.
Okay. What do you want people to know? What do you want Javier to know? And your mom to know?
I want my mom to know like how to get back there.
You miss her?
Yeah.
Are you worried?
Yeah.
How about your family?
My family like it take it to go care of me.
That's good. That's good. Do you have any other questions? Anyone else?
I think my mom was got shot.
Get shot?
Yeah.
Wow. You're too young for that. And then Javier, was he a nice guy?
No, it took me my mom.
So you must be scared that she may be with him still.
Yeah.
What would he do to you?
He just to me, it just tell me to go and he go a lot of time like go to the suelo and he go pecado. Y mami tú quedas forlorn with me my plano para hotel. Y me quedé hasta for little for have a trap at alone with no one and just leave with my mom.
I'm sorry. Well, Kevin, you're very, very brave to speak up. You're a very brave boy.
Yeah.
Es un niño muy bravo por hablar con nosotros.
Okay.
Muchas gracias.
Thank you.
Yazmin. Last name is Cruz, Cruz.
And
And
you're the cousin.
Yeah, I'm her maternal cousin.
So explain to me what you know.
So far what we know is the whole story, it happened Sunday when she left here the house around 6 p.m. I'd say. According to her son, they stopped at the liquor store right here on Butte Avenue, where it's believed she bought some cigarettes, and that's where Javier followed her, or came to her, which something we would believe so because he had previous times stalked her, followed her, even put devices on her phone to track her. So it's according to Kevin, he had a gun and pointed at her and told them, to be quiet. And then he jumped in her car and took off. And apparently somebody else took his truck. And it's believed that they drove to his job or wherever he parks his car at, because he's a truck driver. And after that, according to the son, they were dropped off at his parents' house at like around 10:20 p.m. They didn't even get off their car. They just dropped them off literally on the front yard. He made a phone call to his mom and said, hey, here are the kids. We're going to get back together. Something she wasn't going to do at all. And we'll come back tomorrow. And she didn't come to us till the next morning, like around 9, when she realized that they weren't answering their phones. And she apparently, started to get worried.
Yeah. You said someone assisted in this. Do you have any idea
possibly could have been.
Somebody what? I'm sorry?
You said somebody assisted in her kidnapping. Would you
I have no idea who could have been, honestly. We know very little about him for that same reason that he didn't like us. We didn't like him for his personality and the way he would treat her. And he was just this like really mean person and control and jealous person.
He gunpointed her. Did you guys know that he was ever an armed man?
I believe he was, because apparently he used to be a security guard, or he believed himself as some type of, cop, or I don't know what he thought he was. So I'm pretty sure he would have had, access to guns or own a gun.
Police are saying he possibly fled to Mexico. Where from Mexico is he?
We just found out today that he's from Jalisco. We didn't even know where he was from. Like I said, we didn't have very much communication with him for that same reason. He didn't like her coming here. He wanted to control her life, basically, and do as I say. And we just found out today he was from Jalisco. But the sheriffs told me that his parents spoke to the sheriffs and said he hasn't been in Mexico in over 20 years, so they don't have much contact with family out there. So don't know if he's, going out there with his family members or just, trying it out for himself and see what's going to happen for him.
Do you believe your cousin probably fled to Mexico?
She wouldn't have done it. Voluntarily, no. Again, her will, probably, if she, wants to save her life and not get killed or save one of her family members or her sons. But willingly, no. She was very afraid of him.
And earlier you mentioned he was a very violent man and he was a jealous man.
Yes, we know he was jealous. We know it was what I do. It's what I say, it's done. We found out shortly, not that long ago, that, he'd hit her numerous times. He'd physically hit the son, Kevin, well, not his son, but her son. And then a few months ago, the first restraining order she put on him was because he raped her, he abused her.
It's been a couple of days almost that you guys have not heard from her.
Yeah, so we're.
Is this something out of the ordinary that she would do?
No, she would, no, especially to not go with him. She was very afraid of him.
What are you thinking at this point?
It's hard to know what to think. We think the worst, yet we think positive and want to hope that she's alive. That maybe he's just left her somewhere abandoned and she just hasn't, been able to get a hold of anybody. But also I think that if she was, able to get a hold of anybody, she would have already done so.
If you could tell her anything right now when she's watching, what would you tell her?
That we're trying our best to bring her back, to spread the word and find her alive, find her anywhere, even if it's in Mexico, here, wherever she's at. We're not gonna stop until we get some answers.
What would you tell her kidnapper or your ex-husband?
I would want to tell him a lot of things, but I don't know, touch his heart and just leave her, make his own life somewhere else. Just leave her behind. It's the mother of his kid. I don't think he'd want that to happen to any of, his mom or anybody that, I don't know, is just.
Her kids miss her, and I'm sure she misses her kids.
Oh yeah. I just want her to, come back and for him to just leave her. And
Thank you.
Do you want him to see him face the consequences for him?
Of course, we would want him to, face the consequences, all of the consequences he could possibly get. I think that's the only way he would, stop or, I don't know.
Have you been in contact with your family? Or just
They've been in contact with me mostly. They've been in contact with them as well. Everything they've told us, about, they found her car Tuesday. They saw, or they know that the car he was in has crossed the border, but they're not 100% sure he was in there. But I mean, it's most likely, if I don't know.
Where was her car from?
They couldn't tell me. They can't, get into all details, but that's what they told me.
Is there anything else that you think is important that you want people to know about what happened?
I don't know, to be honest.
Do you know what she was wearing last?
I remember she was wearing blue jeans and I think a white tank top that day she left from here.
Obviously, she's been a victim of domestic violence and other types of violence being with her. What
Yeah.
would you have to say for anyone who is a victim of domestic violence?
To don't be afraid and speak up, say something. Don't stay quiet. Be sure there's a lot of people that could help. Don't be afraid, come forward, and for your own safety, for your own family's safety, for everyone's sake.